Hi guys, I'm gonna be talking about Inception. Inception is directed by award-winning director Christopher Nolan, who is also the screenwriter and the producer alongside his wife Emma Thompson. Edited by Lee Smith, Inception stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Cobb, Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Arthur, Ellen Page as Ariadne, and Marion Cotillard as Mal. Its amazing cinematography is by Wally Pfister, who is also the director of photography. The original music is by Hans Zimmer, and his music for Inception has won multiple awards such as the Saturn Awards, the Satellite Awards, WAFCA Awards, and World Soundtrack Awards. It won Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, and Best Cinematography. With sequences of violence and action throughout the whole movie, no wonder it won the Best Cinematography. Inception is about a thief who possesses the power to enter into dreams of others. By projecting himself into the subconscious of his targets, he can glean information that even the best computer hackers can't get into. Yep, he doesn't steal things, he steals ideas. Dominic Cobb, aka Cobb, played by the handsome Leonardo DiCaprio, is the ultimate weapon in this world of corporate espionage. His journey of inception then began when he was forced to embark in one final mission in a desperate quest for redemption. So in this Mission Impossible, Cobb and his team of specialists have everything planned into perfection with all the tools to get the job done. However, it gets complicated when an enemy knows exactly what their perfect plan is and is out to make sure it fails.
Alright, so I'm gonna be talking about mise-en-scène. The aspects that I'm gonna touch are costumes and settings. Now look at this, guys. During the kidnap, we see how Cobb and Arthur are both wearing similar leather jackets of a similar shade of brown. Fisher, on the other hand, is the only one wearing a black suit. Now in the second layer dream, Fisher and Cobb are wearing almost exactly the same suits with similar ties. The others, however, are not wearing the same things. Lastly, towards the end, when they are in the third layer dream, every one of them are wearing the same type and color of costumes. Costumes are served as console roles here. In Arthur's subconscious, it showed how defenseless Fisher was and how he had to depend on Cobb. This explains why Cobb and himself are the only pair that was wearing the exact same things. It also showed how Fisher progressed to fully trusting Cobb when we see the change of different clothing in the beginning to totally identical clothing at the end. This shows how he does not trust Cobb at all at first, to totally letting him at last. Interesting, huh? However, costumes are not the only thing that Nolan made use of. Another aspect of mise-en-scène that Nolan used is settings. With the use of designs, it helps the audience to be anticipated and leaves us in suspense. So in this scene, it starts off with Fisher breaking into the fortress through the cell-looking bar. The bars are in the foreground whereas Fisher is in the background, suggesting that he will be walking into a trap. Then, when he is finally inside, the whole room feels very empty with constant line designs even with the windows and the locked safe. These designs suggest that Fisher is in some kind of a trap that he does not know about. In addition, the color gives out an unwelcoming feeling. True enough, Mel appeared behind him unexpectedly and shot him. The distinctive line designs and emptiness of the room portrays a prison cell. Now what's interesting is that Nolan was actually dropping hints throughout the whole scene. But the thing is, he specifically showed the set design in the background. The only time the design was in the foreground was when Fisher broke into the fortress, which is at the beginning of the scene. Inception uses many aspects of editing as well. Examples are cross-cutting as well as spatial relations. However, what caught my eye the most was that during its cross-cutting between the different layers of dreams, Nolan used directions to tell between the different layers. Alright, allow me to show it to you guys. In this sequence, it shows us two different dream layers concurring between Yusuf's and Fisher's subconscious. The edit cuts in a way that both actions in the different layers starts off with a gunshot from Yusuf and Ames respectively. However, the difference is that Yusuf was shooting from the left to the right, while Ames shoots from the right to the left. Also, another example is during the fall when the van and the huge snow falls from Yusuf and Fisher's dreams respectively. The van falls from the left to the right, while the snow falls from the right to the left. So from this, it's pretty obvious how Nolan used the fall directions as a representation of different layers. Another editing technique that Nolan used, however, was rhythmic cutting. In this particular scene, we will see how acceleration of pacing builds rising excitement as the rapid shots leaves us very little time to think about what we are actually seeing. As you can see, it jumped from layer to layer, from fall to fall, from kick to kick in an accelerating pace. Towards the end, there was also point of view edits before cutting again to another shot. With all of these events happening, it doesn't really allow us to adjust our eyes to see which layer and which fall we are focusing on. It's only at the end of this scene that the pacing began slowing down to normal speed again. Nolan used this effect so that the audience can feel a sense of thrill. I don't know about you guys, but when I watched it, it got me off the edge of my seat because while it was playing, I wouldn't know if they will make it or not, especially Cop. So with all of this analysis, Inception is filled with many hidden things throughout. When I say hidden, I mean questionable. Now if you remember about the totem that Cobb has, he explained how when it spins it and it topples, it means he's not dreaming, and when it doesn't topple, it means he's still dreaming. Well then I'd like you guys to take a look at this. At the end, it doesn't show if the totem falls, right? So is he still dreaming or is he in reality? If you think he's in reality, let me mess your mind up a little. Remember when he was in Mombasa and Yusuf carried out an experiment on him? But when he was finally awake, he tried spinning the totem but it falls to the ground, which means we never really got proof that he's already back in reality, right? This leaves us back to the end. Is he really in reality or has he been dreaming the whole time? This is Pepita signing off. Blessed day, guys!